Dear students, there are 6 steps of recruitment and selection process. However, before going to discuss these 6 steps of recruitment and selection process, we should know about what is recruitment and selection process. The recruitment and selection process is a series of hurdles, and the purpose is to select the best qualified candidate for the job. Because the whole recruitment and selection process objective is to get best candidate for the particular job within the organization. To achieve this purpose, we should know that what are the different steps in this recruitment and selection process. सबसे पहले हमें पता होना चाहिए कि कौन सी positions हमने organizations में fill करनी है. How many positions we need to fill, what positions we need to fill. And that can be possible only through human resource planning and forecasting. We need to forecast the demand of employees within the organization. We also need to know about the supply of the workforce outside of the organization. अगर हमें supply और demand of the workforce का अंदाज़ा है तो हमें पता चल सकता है कि कौन सी positions हमने organization के लिए fill करनी है और कितनी positions हमने fill करनी है. After accomplishing human resource planning and forecasting, there is a step 2. Step 2 is very, very important. In this step, we have to build a pool of candidates for these jobs by recruiting internal and or external candidates. We need to build a big pool of qualified applicants. And once we will have this pool, we can go for the internal recruitment and can go for the external recruitment procedures. There are internal recruitment sources and external recruitment sources. There are internal recruitment methods and external recruitment methods. We will talk in detail about these recruitment methods in detail in our recruitment modules. Once we will done with the recruitment, we need to ensure that candidates complete application forms for selection. This is quite important because in application forms, candidates can mention about their basic information. For example, their qualification, their experience, their certificates, different sorts of trainings they have attended in past. And perhaps based on this basic information, we can undergo through an initial screening process. क्योंकि ये मुमकिन नहीं है कि अगर हमारे पास 1000 एप्लीकेंट्स आए हैं और 1000 के 1000 एप्लीकेंट्स को हम इंटरव्यू के लिए कॉल करें या सिलेक्शन प्रोसीजर्स के लिए कॉल करें. सो हमें इनिशियल स्क्रीनिंग प्रोसेस में से गुजरना पड़ता है. जैसे ही इनिशियल स्क्रीनिंग प्रोसेस कंप्लीट होता है तो स्टेप 4 में वी मे नीड टू यूज सिलेक्शन टूल्स. देयर आर नंबर ऑफ सिलेक्शन एंड असेसमेंट प्रोसीजर्स. फॉर एग्जांपल एम्प्लॉयमेंट टेस्ट है, साइकोलॉजिकल टेस्ट हैं, एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट हैं. उसके अलावा बैकग्राउंड इन्वेस्टिगेशंस भी हैं, रेफरेंस चेक्स, फिजिकल एग्जामिनेशंस, ग्राफोलॉजी, etc. And these things would help us to identify viable candidates, most suitable candidates. And this procedure is quite helpful to shift to the next step. And the next step is conducting interviews. We have to conduct series of interviews and we have to make a selection decision. This is not one interview. One interview can be with a human resource manager. The second interview can be with a line manager. The third interview can be with the top management. Sometimes chief executive officers are interested to get your interviews if you are applying for the highest position. And based on series of interviews, we have to make a selection decision and decide who to make an offer. Once employees would accept an offer, we have to welcome them, make new employees feel welcome, and that can be accomplished by orienting them to the organization, tell them about the basic organizational policies and practices, structures, etc. So employees can feel happy and welcome in their new organization.